I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Good evening, everyone. Yet again on this flight from Aegean Airlines from Zurich. This is where we're at right now, to Athens. So let's start our external inspection of our Airbus A320CEO from Fenix Simulations. Checking our pitot and static ports. Door secure. Going through our engine here. Very clean. These are IAE engines, so a bit different from the CFM engines. Checking the gear, left main landing gear. No visual leakages. Panel doors seem to be closed. No leakages on the APU either. This is just a formality. We'll not waste too much time with this. In real life, most of this stuff is performed by the ground crew. The pilots just confirm that all doors are closed. That's the handle to open the cargo door, by the way. Left main landing gear was good. Right one is good as well. Verify the engine. So IAE is a consortium with Pratt & Whitney. So basically, CFM is like a General Electric consortium with different companies, including Safran. And IAE is yet another consortium that includes Pratt & Whitney, and I believe Rolls-Royce as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Checking the Doesn't seem to be visible. So we were looking for the little cross to tell us if the fuel tanks would have been exposed to overpressure, but it's not visible. So let's go inside the airplane, but before we do that, let's just see if GSX does operate the jetway. It doesn't, so let's not waste time. So we're in the cockpit. We get, oh, it's always happening, not sure why. Betsy is with us today. Starting our plane. Let's get some backlight in this baby, as well as some floods. We can actually turn on the floodlight, the general floodlight, which is this one right here, the dome light, before we start prepping the plane out. Let's open the door, let the passengers look inside the cockpit for now. Starting up our ADIRs. So again, this smoke detection fault. So hello Andrew, hello Jose Airport Wings. Yeah, Betsy's right here. Look at her. She did her hair today. Looks pretty as usual. Let's go prep our flight. So we're going to fly to Athens today by suggestion of our good friend Mirsha. It's a third leg out of Portugal. Well, not the third leg. The third leg, because we came from the Azores to Faro, then Faro to Zurich, now Zurich to Athens. This was a flight suggested by Mirsha. So let's prep everything. I'm going to start loading the aircraft. Should be quicker than usual.
Boarding requested.
Boarding requested. And so let's turn on our radios here. Our intercom and cabin. Okay. And so we're going to load our flight plan. We're going to initiate via our ATCU or ATSU. So let's initiate. I'm going to try to make it quicker. Oh yeah, 77. Oh, well, that's nice. Yesterday I looked and it was 75, so 2 people join in. That's good. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Too loud.
welcome aboard our flight. Please place your large bag.
I like to listen to the crew because that gives me an idea if the cabin will be ready, but that's not. That was just too loud. All right. So the ground equipment. So the jetway is connected. It is raining, like you see. Yesterday we flew in. There was a raining warning, but apparently it's been fixed. Sorry. What I mean is that the rain warning didn't. We landed with no rain, basically. So let's request our departure. So pre-departure clearance. We are at gate number. What's the gate number here? Alpha 5, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't want to. So this should give us the gate number. It's now boarding. That's cool, but I need to know the gate. So gate Alpha 17, not A7. So Alpha 17. We got information. We need to listen to our ATIS.
QNH1019 rain, landing runway 14, departing runways 1628, transition level 070, advise on initial contact you have information Golf.
So we got Golf.
Zurich Airport information Golf, 1805 Zulu, wind 3005 light rain, scattered at 2400, ceiling 3200 broken, temperature 11, dew point 10, QNH1019 rain. Landing runway 14, departing runways 16.
We'll send this.
Position level 070. Advise on initial contact you have information Golf.
Alright. Let's not contact clearance because we're going to send digital clearance. But we are going to initiate our flight here. There we go. So Zurich to Athens. And we got flight number. Let's set that up. Not gonna have much time today. So it's Alpha Eco 337. Alpha Eco 337. We got a cost index of 33. And our cruise shall be 370. All this taken from our, can actually come here and get our flight data from our path. Here we go. Come on, here we go. So we can load all this directly here, which is fairly cool. So let's just import this from Simbrief. Let's get back to the main page. How do we get back to the main page? Here we go.
Ramp Hotel 14, request pushback and engine start.
So let's also request the winds. Alright, and we got initiation, everything looks fine. Let's go to the ATC again. 82 AOC ATC requests, pre-departure requests, everything's ready, fine, let's send. And now we will wait. So, welcome all to this flight. We're prepping. Jose, Betsy is much better than Leah. At least she fills the cabin. Cockpit, I mean. I think I did everything for the ATC CPDLC to work. Not entirely sure now. It's taking an awful lot of time. We will. Oh. I think we're going to get our passengers in faster than. Passengers will be boarded faster than the. There we go. ATC request received. So we are clear to LGAV, which is Athens, runway 28, departing via VB 1 X-ray. So let's acknowledge for now and send. We got squawk 2425. Let's set that up. 2425. Set to auto. So we're waiting for the confirmation. So departing runway 28 via VB1 X-ray, this one right here. No transition. Insert. So we got our nav data accuracy upgraded to standard. So we already got a new message. So ATC request status clearance confirmed. Thank you so much. Close. Let's leave that one for now. Alright, and so we got everything prepped, just waiting for the plane to load. Let's go through the departure. I'm gonna sync the weather, sync the load sheet preliminary, and calculate. 137, 137, 138 SV2, flaps 1 down 00 at on our trim, and flex to temperature 66. Passengers have been loaded. So let's sync the load sheet final, calculate again, just to confirm, and send to MCDU. Same with our weights. So let's confirm the weights. We are 6 minutes late. I don't know why it tends to delay this so much. So we got 1,900 kilograms on the cargo hold, 129 passengers. Fuel plan is 8,100. What's our FOB? 8,120, correct. So everything's fine and dandy. Let's send to MCDU. Success. Let's confirm our weights. There it is, 56.3. Confirm. And zero fuel weight is 30.6. Confirmed. Block fuel 8,100. Confirmed. Everything is fine, dandy, and awesome. So we're now going to request our push and start. But before that, let's turn on our APU. Now usually I say that we need to wait for the flap to open, but that's not necessary. We just need to wait 3 seconds before pressing the APU starting. Whoa! That's the dangers of having our GPWS turn on and our transponder turn on the ground. We get traffic warnings like these. System is dumb. It doesn't know it's on the ground. So it's supposed to operate with weight on wheels because we need these traffic oral warnings for takeoff. So you might say, well, why doesn't it turn on only when the plane's airborne? Well, there's your answer. You might want to take off. There might be an airplane, shouldn't be, but that could be. So you want your warnings to be active right when you need them. And one of the phases you need it is on takeoff. All right, let's run our checklists. I need to print some checklists because these checklists right here, sometimes they're abbreviated, sometimes they miss items, and they're not really reliable. I have already some real-life Airbus A320 and A321, I believe, and A330 checklists that I will start to use, but you won't be able to see them because I'll be printing them. So, but for now, let's use these because they are just as good. Gear pins and covers have been removed. Fuel quantity set to 8,120 kilograms. Seat belts are on. ADIRs are on nav. Barrel reference is 1019er cross-checked. Cockpit preparation checklist completed. Let's go performance. We are going on performance now. At this point, I would create a secondary flight plan. So in order to have a backup flight plan in case of one engine failure, for example, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to go airborne. So let's call our guys on the ground and tell them that we're ready for departure. Then we'll do so by pressing the beacon to on. APU bleed is on. The APU has been disconnected. External power, I mean. There's our ramp agent. Jetway retracted.
Ready for pushback. Face east, beeline 8 Kilo Golf.
We'll request our push and start from ATC as soon as the pin's locked. And we can perform our before start checklist in a moment.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Here we go. Parking brake is set. And we got takeoff speeds and thrust have been assigned. Windows are both closed and locked, red band and red band. And we got our beacon is on, so before start checklist complete. All right, gears locked. Let's ask for push and start.
Pushback approved. Face west. South wind 97 Mike Tango.
Aegean 337, gate Alpha 17, request pushback and engine start.
Beautiful voice there.
Aegean 337, Zurich open, pushback and engine start approved, face east.
Facing east.
Pushback approved, face east, Aegean 337.
Just waiting for the ground cruise.
Information hotel no current, QNH1020.
Beeline 8 Kilo Golf. Request taxi.
Tug is attached.
Beeline 8 Kilo Golf, runway 28.
We just need GSX to
Runway 28 taxi via inner
continue
Alpha,
pushback.
Beeline 8 Kilo Golf.
So facing east it is.
Release parking brake, please.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing push.
So we didn't get any start clearance, but well, we'll start our engine. Start number 1.
Southwind 97 Mike Tango, ready to taxi to the active.
Southwind 97 Mike Tango, runway 28 taxi via November, Foxtrot, inner, Alpha.
That's why I couldn't see the.
Stop engine. Taxi via November,
Oh,
Foxtrot.
so it has a delayed start engines
Southwind 97 Mike Tango.
clearance. All right, it's already starting, so no big issue. So the IAE is a little different from the CFM engine. There are different values here. We got EPR instead of N1, but other than that, it's pretty much the standard startup procedure. We just need to monitor the temperatures, make sure the engine starts correctly. It's a little slower to start up compared to the CFM. It's also a slower engine to respond to throttles, the throttle control. So here comes EGT. You can see it's rising, but the EPR is not that prevalent. There he goes, available. They're also a bit more silent. Start number 2, a bit more silent engines in my perspective.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Affirm. So you see it takes a little longer for the engine to start as compared to the CFM. There are also some differences in terms of thrust, but they're marginal for what we do here. I don't want to bore you with the details. Some of them I don't know myself, so no point. So engine number 2 looks like it's a good start as well, and so it is. And so let's call the guys on the ground and let's confirm.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Parking brake is set, so as you can see it's a rainy day in Zurich, most of Europe actually. Let's start our wipers here. Unfortunately, these wipes don't really wipe, which was something really cool on the MSFS 2020 Fenix A320, but they they couldn't make it for the MFS 2024. There goes the tug. We're just waiting for the
tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
a pin on the ground crew hand.
Right is clear.
After start checklists. Anti-ice not required, not for now. ECAM status normal. Pitch trim set to 00. Right there. 00 set. And rudder trim also set to neutral. After start checklist complete. There's our pin. Adios. Let's request taxi to the active.
337, request taxi to the active.
Aegean A320CEO, runway 28 taxi via inner Alpha 1.
Runway 28 taxi via inner Alpha 1 Aegean 337.
Alright, let's call in our charts here to confirm. We need to go through inner Alpha and Alpha 1 for runway 28. Where's our airport charts? Here it is. So they're giving us, there's runway 28 right there, so we just go up front and hold on Alpha 1. So let's do that. So flaps 1. Cabin's ready. Now these guys are expedite.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. These guys are expedite, not like the previous guys we had. You need to call the attention to make them ready.
Eagle 311, taxi for departure.
Let's turn on our track IR for your viewing pleasure.
Runway 28 taxi via Foxtrot, Bravo Juliet, Alpha 1 Mount Eagle 311.
Oh, network is unstable. I had some fishy situations in the morning. I had some connection issues, but hopefully it's not going to be an issue now. Here you go, Betsy. These wipers aren't doing anything. It's just for show. So let's go for the taxi checklist. Let me make this turn first. Alright, taxi checklist. Flight controls will be checked in a moment. Flap setting 1. Radar and weather prediction system. Auto and system 1. Engine mode selector will be on normal. ECAM memo. Normal. Taxi checklist complete. Actually, ECAM memo is this one. Takeoff, no blue. Now the checklist, taxi checklist is complete. So we're still on Alpha. How are you feeling, Betsy? Think we're gonna make, oh, sorry about that. I'll turn this off on for you. Oh, that was close. So that's runway 28 right there. Let's go back to our charts here. Yep, that's Alpha 1, that's the holding point.
Aegean A320CEO, contact through tower 118.1.
Aegean 337.
Zurich Tower, Swiss 5 low Charlie, IL is runway 14.
So
5 kilo Charlie,
flight
Zurich,
controls,
continue.
full
Roger.
stick left,
Low Charlie.
neutral, full stick right, neutral, full pitch up, neutral, and full pitch down, neutral, full rudder right, neutral, and full rudder left,
311, ready to go. Runway
neutral.
28.
Sorry about that. So
Eagle 311,
taxi
Zurich
checklist
Tower,
is complete.
wind 310 for runway 28 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Mount Eagle 311.
What?
Swiss 233 Delta, exit right at Hotel 1.
She cleared the guy behind me. Uh-oh, maybe that's the one.
Aegean 337, ready for departure. Runway 28.
Aegean 337, hold short of 28 departing traffic.
Affirm hold short of 28 for traffic.
Oh.
Aegean 337.
That was a twist. So we're going to perform takeoff check, lineup checklist, sorry. So takeoff runway, TCAS, and PAX 1 and 2. Meanwhile, let's turn off our dome light.
5 kilo Charlie, wind 310, 4 runway 14 cleared to land. Runway 14 cleared to land. Swiss 5 kilo Charlie.
There it is.
Swiss 233 Delta, monitor ground 121.855. Ground 121.855, Swiss 233 Delta. Have a good evening. Aegean 337, runway 28 line up and wait.
That's us.
Runway 28, Aegean 337.
Man Eagle 311, contact Zurich departure 125.955.
Contact Zurich departure 125.955. Mount Eagle 311.
Aegean 337 Zurich Tower, wind 310 at 4, runway 28 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Aegean 337.
Lineup checklist, takeoff runway 28 confirmed. TCAS is set to auto. TARA. PAX 1 and 2 are on.
Zurich Tower, Batman 1, IIS runway 14.
Lineup checklist complete. Alright, we're ready.
Zurich Tower, continue.
Wilco, Batman 1.
There you go.
Southwind 97 Mike Tango, ready for departure. Runway 28.
Half.
Southwind 97 Mike Tango, number 2 for departure, hold short of 28.
Wilco, hold short of 28 Southwind 97.
Man flex. 66 set. SRS runway.
Southwind 97 Mike Tango, runway 28 line up and wait.
Runway 28 line up and wait. Southwind 97 Mike Tango.
100.
Swiss 5 kilo Charlie, exit right at
V1 rotate.
Exit right at Hotel 1, Swiss 5 kilo Charlie.
Positive rate gear up. I said gear up.
Aegean 337,
Oh.
contact Zurich departure 125.955.
Contact Zurich departure 125.955 Aegean 337. Zurich departure, Aegean 337, 2,400 feet.
Aegean 337, Zurich departure. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 180.
180.
Level 180, Aegean 337.
Thrust to climb. Speed check flaps up. Flight director is way too sensitive for me. Autopilot 1 set.
1,900 feet. Beeline 8 Kilo Golf. Contact landing radar 127.6.
Contact landing radar 127.6, Beeline 8 Kilo Golf.
South wind 97 Mike Tango. Zurich departure. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 170.
Yeah, it looks great. Unfortunately, there's clouds. As you can see, there's also some weather. That's nothing serious, but we got a company message. We'll address that after this. Let me just go to my charts. Let's go to the departure, and there it is. So we're going all the way forward. I'll zoom in for you guys. We're following this departure to VBIT. Transition. Set standard. So there's going to be a steep left turn here. It's less steep than it looks. All right, let's look into our company message real quick. It should be the final load sheet. Yep, so we got load sheet, preliminary. We had to accept. This was the co-pilot's work, by the way. So this one's just indication that, whoop, got traffic alert. No oral warning though. There it is. That was scary. That was a scary one. But we didn't get a traffic. I just noticed that we had a PFD warning. We can close this, no longer needed. And we've got the final load sheet, compliance, and we had accepted it. We'll probably get yet another message in flight with ATC to delay because we were delayed by a few minutes. So now we're going to start our steep turn out of VBIT to continue our flight. So this is the steep turn we were talking about here. This one right here. We can just turn from the within the boundaries of the flight plan. We can turn from the inside in. Past 10,000 feet, landing lights off. The glare is gone as well. Not much to see at night, but I do love the beautiful city lights. I landed many times in Lisbon during the night, and I believe the city is more beautiful at night. It's my opinion.
Contact your radar 126.225 Aegean 337. Zurich radar, Aegean 337 at a flight level 155 for flight level 180.
Aegean 337, Zurich radar, identified, climb to flight level 370.
That's our cruise.
Level 370 Aegean 337.
Betsy handling the comms like a pro. Just want to look better at you, baby.
Zurich radar, Alpine 59 Quebec Hotel, flight level 360.
Today I didn't forget to turn on the chronometer.
Hotel, Zurich radar, radar contact.
That's always nice.
Simbrief 426, contact Milan radar 124.925, bye-bye.
Central 124.925.
Let's go outside for a moment. You guys always enjoy this view. So this is our Aegean Airbus A320CEO with sharklets. Don't get fooled by the black cockpit. This is not a Neo. Aegean just decided to paint their aircraft in cockpit black. I mean, it does look cool, doesn't it? Look at that. It does look cool. Sorry about the ghosting effect. This effect you see here, this is caused by DLSS. It's a side effect. In order to have good FPS, we need to live with these ghosting effects, which I do apologize.
Contact landing radar 127.6.
Sensor 127.6, Lufthansa 8 Whiskey Yankee.
We're still in Switzerland airspace, as you can see here. So all these corridors, let me give you a better picture, or at least one that's not as convoluted. So this is Switzerland, these ragged lines here. Our flight will take us today all the way out of Switzerland. We're going to pass over Italy, and we'll stay pretty much on Italy's airspace all the way down to Athens control, and then go directly to Athens. So this will be our flight today. As usual, I'll time accelerate a little bit so you guys can enjoy the flight without getting too bored. So, like we had predicted, we had some weather coming out of Zurich, but I think in Athens the weather is nice. We'll take a look at our METAR in a moment.
Ryanair 99 Tango Mike, contact landing radar 127.6.
Central 127.6, right in 99 Tango Mike.
So let's take a look at our weather while we're at it. So this is the current weather. Let's confirm it's the current weather, because this used to have an issue. It's a 1750 Zulu. Yeah, this is more or less current. So weather is 030 at 15 knots. Clouds, so KVOC, clouds at 33,500 feet. Wind is wind is to 030 at 15, and temperature is 2.13 QNH 1019. So we can load this data already. We will have time to do so, but might as well just insert this and then update later. No sig means no significant change, by the way. So it should be the same weather in the next hour or so. Land config 3, and we'll get the barrel once we get the data for the flight plan. So here we go. We go to routing, and we got expected runway 03 left via Nemes 1Q. So let's insert that data. If we need to change, we'll change. So runway 03 left. Let's go with the Zulu approach as usual. And let's go for Nemi. Where is Nemi? There it is, Nemi 1 Quebec. And is there a transition here? Probably. Oh, there's a lot of transitions. So we need to look at our charts before we choose one and hope that ATC follows our compliance. Or better said, complies with us. So let's go for arrival. So it's Nemi 1 Quebec. Nemi's 1 Whiskey, 1 Quebec. Here it is. So this is our approach. And as we go, so the airport is down there. There it is. So we all converge on these waypoints, on these approaches, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. For our nav approaches, we all converge to Aegean VOR. So is there an Aegean VOR? So it's EGN, there it is. So we now return, insert, and everything's set up. We let it populate. We see now that we have some fuel on the lower side, 2.8, but as the plane progresses and with when it reaches cruise, this will of course change. I just learned today that the name of the airport, I thought it was just called Athens Airport, but it's called Eleftherios Venizelos. And I tried not to butcher the name. Sorry, I don't speak Greek, but it's pretty cool. I like airports with cool names instead of just Athens or Lisbon Airport. Something like that. So let's keep this start as well as the arrival. So it is start. So let's go through the approaches. ILS Zulu 03L final approach. There are multiple ones. So we got initial approach and final approach. Most likely we will get an exit out of Aegean with an initial and then a final for the runway. So let's pick this one, the Zulu one. And as you can see, Aegean is somewhere over here. And this is our initial to the runway, and then the final, we're going to pick the Zulu again. And this is the wrong runway, or is it the right one? Hold on a second. This is fluffy. So we are going to make an approach to 032. But then, for the final, oh, sorry, this is the missed approach procedure. All right, so 032, we got a pretty standard 3-degree glide slope. There's a decision height 455. So 455 on the barrel. Hopefully they won't change the approach for us. So this is ILS, standard ILS with localizer, and this is a Cat 2. Apparently this aircraft does not perform a Cat 3. This approach, I mean, this airport doesn't support Cat 3, but I don't think you're going to need it. Categories are set by visibility, so if the airport is prone to have low visibility, it will have a chart related to that. So this is the normal approach. Then we got a Cat 2, so this is the low visibility approach. And as you can see, the decision height is higher because we need to decide to land much closer to the runway. So and of course there's some other limitations, but hopefully will not take the Cat 2. It will just be the normal ILS Zulu approach with a standard descent, and we got a decision height much lower, as well as actually it's the other way around, sorry. So the decision height is much higher. When the Cat 2 gets lower and lower until, of course, you can see the runway. Alright. So we got some funky clouds up ahead. You can see that looks like a seesaw. Not sure what's going on there. Let's zoom out. So we're almost going into Italian airspace. It's a shame we can't see the Pyrenees, not the Pyrenees, the Alps, because this is where we're flying right now with the funky clouds up ahead. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some like seesaw clouds up ahead. Probably an issue with active sky. There's a plane going beneath us. You can see here there's another one crossing, and I believe there's another, yep, there's another one right there where my cursor is. It's hard to see. For those that think that flying at night is dangerous, well, it depends. It can be dangerous because you can't see the landmarks, but in terms of safety and the separation, aircraft safety and separation, it's actually much better because the plane's lights offer you a much better visibility over distance than during the day. In fact, that can be a big issue, especially if the plane's reflecting the sun. You can easily miss it until it's too late, until it comes really close to you. Especially in general aviation, when you don't have like all the stuff that we have here, like radars and TCAS, visual TCAS systems. Some general aviation airplanes already have it, but not all of them, and makes things a lot dangerous. But at night, everybody lights themselves up, makes everything safer. In fact, you can fly VFR at night in some regions of the globe. Not all countries, but I believe in the United States you can fly night VFR because the lights provide you with guidance. I don't think it's possible to do so in Europe, though, or anywhere else other than the United States. So here we go, reaching our flight level 370. Let's turn off the seatbelt signs for our little passengers in the back. Hello, Betsy. You're all in the dark there. Let me give you some light. Oh, she was looking at me. You guys saw her. Oh. No passengers. Let me try again. I've noticed this. I've noticed this in the last flight. The passengers aren't being loaded correctly with GSX. Let me confirm that. Yep, no passengers. No passengers and no flight attendants. Yeah, GSX isn't working correctly these days, is it? So I'm going to time accelerate in a moment. Just letting the plane stabilize for a bit. Alright. We also passed to Italian airspace, so now is the right time to time accelerate. Just making sure we don't get something crazy. Alright, 4 times. Now we're flying at Mach 4. We got some side wind. It's not going to help us today. It's slightly giving us a little tailwind, but not much. You can see that when time accelerates, the autopilot struggles a little bit to keep up, especially maintaining altitude. So we need to be careful not to let it go full crazy. It has happened before, that's why I'm saying we need to be careful, because we've seen airplane go nuts. Let's reduce. Not. Alright, much better. This flight originally was planned to be to Milan, but it would be such a short flight that I preferred to go a little bit further. Then I decided to go to Rome, but unfortunately I don't have the Fiumicino scenery anymore, and since Mircea had suggested Athens, then we'll just flew out of Zurich to Athens. This particular flight, Aegean flight to Athens, is not a real flight. The only airlines flying out of Zurich to Athens is Swiss and a couple of other airlines flying in two legs, like Air Serbia that flies to Serbia first and then Athens, as well as Pegasus that also flies. It's a Turkish airline, also flies, I believe, to Turkey and then to Athens or something in that vicinity. And I didn't check what Pegasus did, but it did. It was a two-legged flight. So let's imagine that we are at 4 times speed like I am, and the plane starts going berserk. Don't panic, just press pause, the pause key on your keyboard, pause brake. Press the pause, and as calmly as you can, go to that maintenance menu and just turn off the time acceleration. Don't panic, don't press escape, go back to the menu, that won't help you. You just need to turn off the time acceleration, then you just press pause, which sets the active pause. Then go to your MCDU, maintenance, time acceleration back to normal, and resume flight. So guys, if you are interested in flying with style, just like me, I'm giving away an Airbus A321Neo from FlightSim Labs, not the same plane as this one, but pretty accurate, pretty cool. This airplane, FlightSim Labs A321Neo, is the latest from FlightSim Labs. They're coming out with their Pratt & Whitney engine variant pretty soon. Currently they only have the LEAP engine. This FlightSim Labs A321Neo, I got a key to give away, so all you need to do is help me reach 100 subs, not that far now, and tell me in the chat why it should be you winning it. I'll pick a winner and you can win the A321Neo for both Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024. And if you guys would like to help the channel, you got a Buy Me a Coffee QR code on your upper right screen, or if you prefer, on the description you have a link for the same purpose. Some friends have already contributed and helped me. That helped me a lot. All the money that you can donate will be used to purchase new add-ons. Currently I don't have enough to purchase my next add-on, which would be the 737 MAX, but I'm getting there. One day I'll be able to purchase it, I'm sure. That or Flight 1 finally gives me one. One can dream. By the way, Andrew, are you still there? If you are, let me tell you that I already made contact for a 757. So Boeing 757 in the near future, hopefully. The plane is not released yet, so there's nothing to show. But there will be a 757 for MFS 2020-2024, and I hope to have it here. We'll see. So that ETP point you're seeing right there on the ND, that corresponds to our point of no return. If there was any issue with this aircraft, that tells me that from that point on, it's better to go forth to the destination. Until that point, it's better off we go back to our origin. just in case there's an issue that I need to land ASAP, if I need to make a decision whether to go to the destination or back home, this point tells me that hey, you've reached halfway, so you might as well just go forward. If there's no emergency involved, of course. If there's a non-urgent necessity to land. So let's say there's a medical emergency on board, for example. Not so serious. The person just ill. The captain can make a decision to come back to the main airport or to go to the destination, or of course to if it's an urgent matter to make a detour, deviate to a closer airport. But if it's not a serious situation, you just need to make a decision as whether to go forward or come back, especially when it comes to oceanic flights, so flying over the Atlantic or flying over the Pacific. You might want to decide whether to go back or continue, and that point allows you to make an educated decision based on the fact that you just passed over the the point of no return. Other decisions, of course, need to be made. There are some SOPs regarding that point, where in halfway you might need to start doing some requests for the destination, stuff like that. It depends on airlines, of course. We're getting some mild turbulence up here. Nothing too serious yet. It is giving us some pretty good tailwind. Our current speed is 486 knots ground speed, so pretty nice. Almost twice the speed of our indicated airspeed. That's because of 72 knots on our tail. That's pretty cool. Also remember that the higher you go, the less dense the air is, so you might go faster, even though your indicated airspeed is like we have right now. It's 250, not even 255, 253 is something like that, 253 knots indicated, but our true airspeed is 443 knots, and our ground speed, so the speed measured if the plane was flying, I mean like a car on the ground, is 487 knots. I don't know if you can hear, but sometimes we hear some knocking behind us. I'm not sure that's an issue with the Fenix sound, or it's just simulating like the flight attendants opening and closing the microwaves or something like that. There's our point of descent, so our top of descent is right there at 300 nautical miles away, so it's still quite far. We're currently on the radar for Brindisi military on the coast of Italy, the east coast of Italy. So guys, feel free to ask questions. You don't worry about it. You can also ask in Portuguese if you wish, or Italian, or Spanish, or French. I may not understand everything, but maybe I can translate. This is the Aegean flight from Zurich to Athens. In real life, Aegean does not make this flight. Swiss does on a regular basis. But I decided to take the Aegean because I like this airline very much. And they paint their cockpit windows black like the Neo, so even though this is a CEO, so respect. If you guys want something a little more modern, you got FS Labs A321Neo, and I happen to have a key to give away, so help me reach 100 subscriptions and come to the chat telling me why it should be you winning it, and my key that works on MFS 2020 or 2024 is yours. One guy asked me if I was sponsored by FS Labs. I am not sponsored. They were kind enough to offer me the key to give away to my viewers, but I already had purchased every plane I fly today, I purchased it. So I'm not sponsored by any brand. I will have a partnership in the near future, but my idea is always to purchase my add-ons so I can speak freely about them and not be conditioned by some NDA or something like that. I don't mind signing NDAs. It's just, it never happened to this day, so and that's a non-disclosure agreement. It's not like a conditioning of my opinion. There's something I really like to be is independent. There are too many YouTubers and content creators out there that already speak wonders about products because they're getting them for free. You can easily go out and check them out. I'm nothing against that. It's a business model, but I prefer to speak freely and say what's in my mind. So we are reaching slowly our top of descent. I'm just going to reduce the range here. Let's go outside a little bit, check out the Milky Way. Look at that. It's beautiful. That's the coast of Italy we left behind. And we're entering Greece airspace. This is where we are right now. So that's the tip of the boot for Italy. Olympic Airways. They used to do international flights, but unfortunately they're now more a regional airline than anything else. I wanted to pick Olympic to fly today, but I don't think they even have Airbuses. Or if they do, they don't fly outside Greece, to my knowledge at least. I couldn't find the flights though. I'm not doing real life flights, but I do try to emulate realistic flights as much as I can. So I don't take fictional airlines or anything of the sort. I sometimes, when I don't have the specific airline to fly with, I might pick a different paint job, but I always fly with that airline in mind, trying to operate with its call sign and all that. So I need to do something real quick. I'm going to reduce the airspeed. So going back to normal sim rate. Because for two reasons. Number one, I need to make a small break before we land, and number two, because Beyond ATC sometimes gets nuts with traffic generation if we are going too fast. So if your time accelerated. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this small pause I'm talking about. I'm going to start the procedures to get down. I will of course be monitoring. But we are 120 nautical miles from the top of descent. That gives me enough time to do what I have to do, and I'll be right back. So we got our clearance, just as what we had briefed. We're just going to wait a little longer to begin our top of descent, managed descent. Just like I explained yesterday, like I was saying, managed descent is rarely followed by any airline, really. So we generally perform managed descent up to a point, and then we operate the plane with vertical speed and controlling the descent speed, of course. So let's just pick our, I believe it's this one right here. Oh, that's Zurich, sorry. I need this one. So approach. We got our start reference to port arrival, so there it is. Let's tell them if we're ready. (170). So here we are in managed descent. That's the little green, orange ball next to our altitude, our pre-selected altitude. Some people doubt that this is AI I'm talking with. It's giving me ATC, so I'm going to prove it to you now. I'm going to ask Athens Control, how are they feeling? Try to get them to respond in artificially, of course, but try to get them to have a response for that. Athens Control, how are you feeling today? See, they just replied they got a lot of donuts on the tower. So you see, it is AI. It is responding to like a dynamic environment. It's just a little limited to what it can do, but it's very frequent that you're flying around and you start hearing planes talk to each other. As a joke mostly. Sometimes there's a captain that comes on the frequency believing that he's talking to the cabin, for example. That's a joke. It does happen in real life, by the way. And the AI responds like saying, hey, thank you, but be careful with your comms or something like that. It's a joke, but it's really cool. It's not very frequent, but it does happen once in a while. So right now we're keeping up with our managed descent. In order to control this descent, and because I don't want to overshoot anything, I am going to, as soon as I pass the transition level, maybe before that, we'll see. I will try to control the speeds by reducing it. So, and that will give me not just more time to make decisions, but also to not be surprised by a steep turn I may need to do, or anything of the sort. I don't see any steep turns in my route in this instance, in this and the approach, but I'm still not going to take chances. Let's put this a little more to the side. Let's raise the screen over there. So we're coming up on Nimes, and we have to be above 6,000 feet. I believe we will be a little bit below 17,000, flight level 170, because I believe they will clear us to descend further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the ATC to give me the next descent, which should be 6,000, but I will input 3,000 feet because I want to keep descending after that, and they will give me clearance to land, and I don't want to be too high. The Speedbird is British Airways. Sunturk, I believe it's Pegasus. Sunturk, I'm not sure. I think it's Pegasus. Some cool airlines in this area of the world. As you can see, there's some clouds up there. We're going to check the METAR right now so we can update our flight data as well. So let's see if the METAR is updated, which was a problem in previous flights. 1750. It's not being updated correctly, but we'll take it. 1019, QNH, wind 22, temperature 22, wind 03015. It's not changed at all, so let's pick another weather source. This is completely unreliable, it seems, which is unfortunate. But we have other ways to pick our weather, as you will see. So we'll come here to our weather. What is it? Simbrief WX. Takes a little long. Populate from last flight. And search. Alright, there we go. So this is Zurich. Lots of NOTAMs, and this is Athens. So as you can see, although the data is pretty much the same, there are some small changes. The METAR has been updated to 1920, and the other one was 1750, as you saw. So it's outdated, the bug still persists, and yeah. So real quick, let's go to our performance. Next phase, and let's reaffirm. So 03015, this one there's no change. QNH 109, no change, but the temperature now is 21. Alright, so this is the latest METAR, and these are the previous METAR. So we were, as you can see, we were using this one. So there are 1, 2, 3 more METARs since this one. Although the changes are just with a temperature, it can be a serious issue if there's any further deeper changes. So for example, here the previous one at 1850, the QNH reduced to 1020. So this could be a huge problem if I wanted to land IFR instruments. So be very careful to confirm your time for your METAR, and if it's outdated, don't hesitate to search another source. So right now we are managed descent, and as you can see, the plane is struggling to keep the speed. And what we'll do now is we'll call speed for ourselves by pulling the pin, and we'll start reducing the airspeed. So the plane will correct itself in order to reduce to that desired speed. If need be, you can deploy your spoilers, but I just don't want it to go crazy accelerating. You might lose your managed descent, optimum descent, but don't worry. The less speed you got, the more time you'll have. So remember, less speed is good to buy you time. All right, 6,000. QNH 1019er, so that's a good reference for us. Sorry. So our little plane is already inside the star for this particular airfield. You can see here. So we're going to this VOR, and then out of this VOR we'll go to the runway, but we'll use a different chart. We can actually go to that different chart right now. So we will use ILS Zulu for the initial approach. So we will go through here all the way in. The previous VOR is somewhere over there. Let's just hope they give us the Zulu though. Sometimes they don't give us the Zulu. So you can see here we picked the ILS 3003 left Zulu. The other letters are Yankee and X-ray. It's crazy to see that the weather in Europe is so bad these days, but we got a full sunny day in Lisbon. Let's switch to Athens arrival. It's the X-ray, see? So with DDM transition, yeah, well, so it's a little managed approach. We need to go down a little faster than what we're doing right now. So I am going to make an open descent for 2,200 feet. The plane will follow this restriction, so we can't go below 6,000 feet. And this restriction will keep up until the next waypoint at least, then we'll descend to 3,000 feet. I'm going to bring up the checklists so I can perform them. Next will be the approach checklist. We'll do that below the transition level. So this is the wrong chart. We need to pick the X-ray. So ILX X-ray, here we go. This is the right one. You see it's slightly different as an approach, but still get us there. There's Athens right up ahead. Never been to Athens in real life. It's crazy to say that, but yeah. Let's turn on our landing system. We'll hit our approach once we get within range of the ILS frequency. Still descending quite fast, 2,200 feet. As you can see, this will take us a little bit above our desired speed, but I'm going to need to reduce pretty soon, so I'll reduce even further the desired speed. And the real plane would now raise the nose to reduce the speed, but yeah, VNAV on this plane is still like black magic. So what I'll do now is I'll just deploy my spoilers. There they go. Speed brake is out. This will enable two things. This will enable the speed to be reduced, of course, and if I wish to, I can decide to lower the nose even further. So we're passing 10,000 feet in a moment. Anything helps to decelerate the plane, and as you know, these lights on the A320, they do come out like small speed brakes, so even that helps. Passing 10,000 feet, landing lights on, and we're in the clouds, so there's this glare here. So here we go, keeping our descent rate so we can get to 3,000 feet. Still a little too high, but nothing serious. We have been cleared for the ILS X-ray approach, so we can ignore the previous restriction of 6,000 feet. QNH set to local 1019 and 1019, cross-checked, and now we can perform our approach checklist. So approach checklist, power reference 1019 and cross-checked. Seatbelts are on. Minimum is set to through 455, and auto brake is going to be medium, and engine mode selected. We'll keep it at normal as required. Approach checklist complete. Next will be the landing checklist, as you've seen. We're still overspeeding, so let's reduce our descent rate a little bit. By now the ATC will be calling us, probably detecting that we were exceeding 250 knots below 10,000, so that's a big no-no. We'll keep decelerating, by the way. There's a runway up ahead. We can already see the two parallel lines. Let's go down further to 200 knots. Our approach speed, our VAP, should be 137 knots. We got ourselves our glide slope and localizer indications. So let's intercept the approach as we've been cleared to do. 03 left is that one. Sorry, that one over there, and that's 03 right. There's an airplane already making its approach apparently. Airplane is decelerating to my 200 knots desired. We are already on the final fix for the approach, so let's switch to actually this is the one. Let me check if there's a better approach. No, this is it. So this is our approach chart. And our decision height should be 485, so 485 barrel. We're below the glide path. This is a desired state. Speed check flaps 1. Let's go back to managed speed. Or not yet. Maybe reduce a little further, 160 knots. Some strong winds up ahead, coming from our left, front left side. So, speed check flaps 2. So you see the plane is going a little sideways, not too much, but enough to give us like a slight offset. As you can see, we shouldn't really go below 3,000 feet, as that's our minimum altitude at this point here, which is the initial ILS point. And as you can see, the glide slope is descending as soon as it's intercepted. We already have the localizer intercepted, altitude is locked, glide slope is armed. As soon as the glide slope goes to green, it means it's intercepted, green star, GS star. Let's report established. Anytime they'll ship us to the tower frequency. There we go. Venizelos is the final approach. Sorry, the tower, I mean. There we go, lock star, intercepted.
Aegean 337, Venizelos tower continue.
Alright, speed check flaps 3. Let's go for our VAP, which was 137 plus 5, 142. I always give a 5 knot margin. Alright, we're clear to land, gear down. We're going to turn on, whoops, don't turn that off. Landing flaps 3. We need that. Let's set our spoilers to arm. Hello. Oh, I know what's happening. Alright. We are clear to land, establish localizer, glide slope and speed. The other plane up ahead has landed. We got some slight crosswind, but it is a very strong 22 knot nose wind. Let's turn on the rest of our external lights. Sail runway turn off, taxi and take off. Here we go. I'm also turning on my track IR. Let me just line it up correctly. Here we go. Why do I always lean like this? Clear to land.
Roger.
1000 check. Autopilot off. Glide slope. Check. Check. Glide slope. Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Drive.
Roll out. Auto brake on. Reverse. Reverse off. Auto brake off.
Exit right at Alpha 9 Aegean 337.
Alpha 9er. Let's see if we can find Alpha 9er. That's it.
All aircraft be advised, information now current, QNH 1019er.
We performed a landing checklist prior. Ecam status no blue. Runway exit procedures.
3650, wind 015 at 17, runway 03 left clear to land.
Runway 03 left clear to land. France Solo 3650.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin
Aegean 337, contact ground 121.755.
Right, let's wait here.
755 Aegean 337. Have a good evening. Aegean 337, request taxi to Southgate.
Aegean 337, gate Bravo 39 at taxi via Alpha 9 at Bravo, Alpha 13 Kilo.
Gate Bravo 39 via Alpha 9 Bravo, Alpha 13 Kilo, Aegean 337.
After landing checklist, radar system to off, weather prediction to off as well. Alright, let's call in our cheat sheet. So I got a map on my side to guide me in. So we're going up here and then turning left. That's a funky light system there. Probably an hotel. Hopefully GSX is called in the ground services at desired gate. APU bleed is on.
Delta 7 Echo, Delta 6 Charlie 2.
What's this?
Gate Bravo 55.
Single engine taxi in.
Kilo, Delta 8 Delta, Delta 7 Echo, Delta 6 Charlie 2 France Solo 3650.
Some airplanes have external cameras. They really help with the taxi. Others have that beautiful BTV system that allows you to see the digital airfield on your ND. It's also a cool addition. But since we don't have any of that, we have this, the next best thing. So right now we're on Bravo, and then we'll turn here on Kilo. There we already have a plane taxiing behind us. What's this? Request follow me? No, thanks. It had been open for a while, I've not noticed. So single engine taxi, why am I taxiing with a single engine? That's actually a real life procedure coming from Airbus. The same with landing flaps 3. Landing flap 3 is now becoming a standard for the Airbus systems. So in the future, landing full flaps will rarely be used on standard operations. And it saves fuel, both landing flaps 3 and single engine taxi. Single engine taxi, of course, uses just one engine to taxi around, and that's a good thing because two engines will of course spend more fuel than one. Planes do need a little extra humph with running just one engine, but not enough to justify having the both of them on. So all these are based in economy. So our taxiing space will be right up ahead. It will be the 4th parking space. It's also the first empty one after 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 planes. So after this Lufthansa plane, there will be our parking spot. And welcome to Athens, by the way. There's the Aegean headquarters. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3. After the Lufthansa airplane, that's our spot. Keep on going. That's not us. Lufthansa's, and that's us. So that's the parking space. Let's confirm. Yep, B39, that's us. It's flung. There's our marshal. I need to zoom in. Going forward, a little to the left. Yep, there it is. No rush. Little to the right. Here we go. Nice. Parking brake set. Engine off. External lights off. And we can begin deboarding. Guys leaving, so we did a good job today. Here come the stairs, hopefully.
The Deboarding requested.
Here they come. I'm going to connect to the plane, open the doors, and release the hounds. These beeping sounds you're hearing is GSX panicking because you don't open the doors manually. We got our external power in. Let's turn off our master switch for the APU. Parking checklist. Parking breaker chocks are set. Engines are both off. Wing lights are off now, and the pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. We can perform the securing the aircraft checklist. So cruise supply to off, emergency lights to off, EFB will leave it on, and the batteries to off. So checklists are completed. Welcome to Athens in Greece. Passenger buses are coming. This has been quite a pleasant flight, really uneventful. I wish Mirsha was here to watch it because he was the one that suggested this flight, but I'm sure he will get another chance. Let's go outside with the passengers. Oh, by the way, I didn't check if we got temperature on our wheels. I don't know. Well within normal. I mean, we got some slightly hot right landing gear left. Nothing serious. So yeah, let's go outside and see the chair moving. That's pretty cool. So our passengers are not shown mid-flight, but they are shown while deboarding for some reason. I need to check if this is a common issue. Probably is with the Fenix. So yeah, welcome to, let me turn off this flashlight. Welcome to Athens. This has been our Aegean flight from Zurich to Athens in Aegean A320 CEO from Fenix Simulations. I hope you guys enjoyed. These passengers certainly seem to have enjoyed, although they disappeared mid-flight for some reason. Oh, that was scary. Some guy just popped out of the fuselage. And yeah, the GSX needs to work a lot on these animations. So again, guys, thank you all for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, leave a like, subscribe, share. All of that helps a lot. If you guys want to win an A321Neo from FS Labs, read the description. You can also help the channel by donating via Buy Me a Coffee, or there's a link in the description below to help me. Remember, anything you can give as a support will be reinvested in further add-ons in the future. So guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight
bus is coming.
as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the